of voters were not being attended to on time as expected due to poor network connectivity. This is despite the online pre-registration process being said to be a catalyst to quicken the process. Citizens interviewed by this journalist at Munari Boys Secondary School shared their displeasure.
That I pre-registered online, so I was hoping I come here by 8:30 and just get my voter's card and go. The situation is pathetic.
For us who have done online, we've been told to wait because the system is still down. They're spending more than 5 minutes on one person. We have a lot of our people who wants to come and register, but obviously they will feel lazy when they see that there's a long queue and that there's only one person manning the whole system. So we are appealing to ECZ to put more manpower here to handle our people.
The process is quite slow because of maybe lack of resourcefulness. The Electoral Commission of Zambia must look into it to make sure that they employ more, because of the system is twice. There are those that can register online and those that on registration, the manual one.
Since this is the first day, you expect such things. I'm sure to get better with time.
And at Kablonga Boys Secondary School, the process was equally slow, and the people complained that it took about 15 to 20 minutes to have one person registered.
They have just brought one machine to take the whole of these people who are supposed to be here. So, looking at the 5 days, 7 or 5 days that they have given us, I think it's not enough for all the people who are supposed to come and vote here to register as voters.
The only problem is actually the pace at which we are moving. Although from the time we started at 8, it has improved slightly, but there's still plenty to be done. For instance, we have the issue of those who did online registration, who are on the same queue as those of us who did not, who had no opportunity to do it. And those are feeling rather inconvenienced because it's much easier for them since they already have their data captured. So the best could have been set up another desk for those people.
One officer at each station is not enough to cater for the whole population. It will be very unfortunate to find that almost half the population will be unable to register, to vote, and choose their preferred leader. So I think they should look into it.
The situation was the same at Vera Chiluba Secondary School.
Venona vevchikika manpower paribe. Ako pasta verify vonsa pesa na kuprinting avonsa achitaika. So pesa kazi result number eva kambati bafuna singakuwani. Chifukwa yakuti bali slow. So motabwerera kuchoka 8 hours kufika manje asitako vantu bali 8.
Introduction is not important. What is important is bringing sufficient people, crates to do this thing, the writings and so forth.
Now I'm wondering how my rural constituency is, because me I'm a candidate for Lufunsa constituency. If in town the behavior is like this, I wonder what is happening there.
So najita register 10 40 chwanambira kumtendere na pesa kulibe vantu. So ndiye pamene nabwera pano. So register 10 40.
People have since called on the ECZ to deploy more officers so that the process can be expedited if the projection of registering 9 million voters in 1 month is to be attained.
The process is on. The question remains whether or not the ECZ will manage to register 9 million voters in 1 month. For Camnet TV News, I'm Patrick Soko.
Political confrontations have continued in the ruling Patriotic Front PF Lusaka province. Recently, one of the PF youths, Innocent Kalimanshi, told the nation that he and others will not work with Home Affairs Minister Stephen Kampyongo as he has been urging them to do so. But Patriotic Front Lusaka District Youth Chairman Clifford Walia, who was recently served by the DPP by discharging his assault case on fellow PF cadres, has warned Innocent Kalimanshi and others against disrespecting the party leadership. Mr. Walia says the party will not tolerate any members in the habit of disrespecting the party's rank and file. National Youth Executive Committee Deputy Youth Chairman Benjamin Siwila has also been suspended from the party for engaging in party chairman for Lusaka Province, Paul Monga. Details in this report. Patriotic Front members have continued to express disappointment at the manner in which some party members are disrespecting party leaders, addressing the youths in Lusaka Monday when he sensitized them to register as voters in order for them to take part in the elections next year. Patriotic Front District Youth Chairman Clifford Walia says the party will not tolerate lawlessness, especially as the country heads towards a crucial time of elections. He says the behavior of Innocent Kalimanshi recently at the courts is uncalled for, urging all members to avoid such behavior.
Voters card so tatwa posesta bakutiro kwati wose katwafuma pano chira muntu okwale mbesesha okwalera ino timorira ndapo ndombana mona kwati insere shafula ukwambo kuratuka leaders aba president wa sonta ukwambo kuratuka ama leaders aba president wa sonta ukuratuka aba district ukuratuka aba province ukuratuka aba SG ifyo fiena muno murusaka district as a district chairman, district youth chairman, Shafira Keresh, I'm not going to tolerate that. Why you muyamata innocent wali mutamfya alifa muchipani. Uyo innocent ale tanga buka fyo ruchero kuratuka ba kampion. Abu ko ruchero kuratuka fyo muntu uli onse. Bushamwe ba youth mulasuminisho muntu kuratuka muntu. Murusaka abantu ngabamba kuratuka malitazi ngaba kopa belt ngabamba. Ngaba kopa belt ngabamba. Ngaba ba centro ngabamba. Ngaba nankani ngabamba. Sheshika chipa nicho.
Meanwhile, Mr. Walia has appealed to Party Secretary General Davis Mwila to facilitate a meeting for the youths to meet the party president at Galungu.
Secretary General, please, Secretary General, chipona 1 wiki chilafai kwa muli una mulungu twalamba mutu pele yo program back to mone bakateka tukabebe fresh tika
Sharon Kalimbula, Camnet News, Lusaka. A private citizen, Nicholas Perry, has reported Petauke Central Member of Parliament, DORA SILIYA, to the Anti-Corruption Commission for allegedly contravening the Anti-Corruption Act No. 3 of 2012 while in Sinda District, Eastern Province on the 27th of October 2020. Ms. SILIYA was quoted as urging headmen who are doing well economically to lie to the government workers handling the social cash transfer scheme that they too are suffering so that they can be included on the scheme. But according to Mr. Perry, Ms. SILIYA's actions are tantamount to contravening the Anti-Corruption Act No. 3 of 2012 and calls for investigation and possible prosecution if found wanting. Nicholas Perry, a private citizen, in a letter dated 9th November 2020, has reported Petauke Central Member of Parliament, DORA SILIYA, for what he terms at contravention of Anti-Corruption Act No. 3 of 2012. Details of the report are that while in Eastern Province, DORA SILIYA, who is also chief government spokesperson, is alleged to have told some village headmen of Sinda District in Eastern Province to provide false information to public officers managing the social cash transfer program in order for them to become beneficiaries against the laid-down procedure. The social cash transfer is a government program financed using public and donor funds to provide relief and social safety net for the most vulnerable individuals in some Zambian communities.
Imwe mkaenda kwa DC akampuziseni ya DC kutaka mkoshani ichi mwayankatete akampuzani ichi mwayankatelo olo muna nyumba ya malata nkukamba kupenango kuti yawe nilibe nyumba ya malata kuti mungenemo.
According to the complaint later, Mr. Perry says the matter calls for investigation and possible persecution.
The issue of impunity in this country, the culture of impunity where people break the law, people can do anything and no repercussions follow. And so you see it that Ms. SILIYA, when she went to Eastern Province, was publicly advising village headmen on how to defraud government by giving false information to public officers so that they could be beneficiaries on the social cash transfer. We think that her conduct is contrary to the provisions of the law, specifically the Anti-Corruption Act number 3 of 2012, and as such it needs to be investigated and possibly prosecuted. And that's why we have come here, so that we don't just complain on social media or indeed make press statements. We need to utilize the institutions of governance such as the ACC, such as the police, and for the case of Ms. SILIYA, we think that the ACC is the right place for her to be prosecuted and investigated. Surprisingly, State House also issued a statement through Mr. Isaac Chipampe to come to her defense. So we think we should not institutionalize impunity and start to defend it. But anyway, we'll wait and see what the ACC is going to say. They have received a report, they have acknowledged receipt of a report, and what remains now is the due process of investigations to happen, and then they'll tell us what the next steps will be.
Mr. Piri says if the Anti-Corruption Commission fails to take heed of the complaint, he will go to any lengths to ensure that accountability in these social protection services is upheld.
I recall that we did write an open letter to the President asking the President to relieve Ms. SILIYA of her duties because of her tribal sentiments, but also because of encouraging and abetting criminality. In an event that the President does not move, the ACC does not move, I think the general public is going to have a last say. And I want to say that this issue of impunity in DORA SILIYA will not rest at this. We'll do everything legally possible to put pressure on the system that there should be some sort of normalcy. So we still have a number of things lined up, and we'll see how it goes.
ACC was however unavailable to talk to the media by broadcast time. Sharon Kalimbola, Camnet News, Lusaka. Well, that's where we wrap it up for our midday news. Join us at 19:30 for some of the interesting stories that we've been tracking down, especially on the voter registration, because today is day 2. Let's just look at the headlines before we go. Day 1 of voter registration marred with challenges. An Information Minister, DORA SILIYA, deported to ACC over social cash transfer. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Sharon Kalimbola. Keep watching.